All right, we'll go across live to Kavarati in Lakshadweep, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi has reached. You can see we are showing you these visuals. In fact, these are live visuals where Prime Minister Narendra Modi has reached Kavarati, and he will lay the foundation stone of various projects. We're getting you these live visuals from Kavarati in Lakshadweep. Is also scheduled to interact with the beneficiaries of the central government scheme, and he will dedicate to the nation and lay foundation stone for multiple development projects worth over rupees 1,150 crore at Kavarati Island in Lakshadweep. So among the projects which Prime Minister Modi will dedicate to the nation is the submarine optical fiber connection between Kochi and Lakshadweep Islands, which is bound to be a game changer for the people of the remote islands who are struggling with slow internet speeds. And the project will boost the internet speed in the island 100 times from 1.7 gigabytes to 200 gigabytes per second. And the program announced by Prime Minister during his Independence Day speech in 2020, if we go back, will vastly improve communication infrastructure in Lakshadweep, enabling faster and reliable internet services, telemedicine, e-governance, educational activities, initiatives, and digital banking and digital literacy, among other things. So we were getting you those live visuals from Kavarati, from Lakshadweep, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi has reached there. He has landed there, and he will lay the foundation stone of various projects, multiple development projects, like we said, worth over rupees 1,150 crore at the Kavarati Island in Lakshadweep. And among the projects which Prime Minister Narendra Modi will dedicate to the nation, first is the submarine optical fiber connection between Kochi and Lakshadweep Islands, which is bound to be a game changer for the people in the remote islands. We'll get you details of that. And the project will boost the internet speed, and they're saying it will boost the internet speed by 100 times from 1.7 gigabytes to 200 gigabytes per second, which is a huge number. And the program announced by Prime Minister Narendra Modi was, if you go back to 2020, it was said in the Independence Day speech by Prime Minister Narendra Modi that it will vastly improve the communication infrastructure in Lakshadweep, which will enable faster and reliable internet services, telemedicine, e-governance, educational initiatives, digital banking, and digital literacy, among the other things. And another project which will be launched today is the functional household tap connections in all households of Agatti and Minicoy Islands, and these projects will also help in strengthening the tourism capacity of the islands, leading to increased employment opportunities for the youth. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi will also dedicate the first battery-backed solar power project, which will help reduce the island's dependency on diesel-based power generation plants. And the new administrative block of India Reserve Battalion and an 80-man barrack in Kavarati will also be opened by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So these are the visuals that we are showing you. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is in Lakshadweep at Kavarati, where he will launch various projects worth over 1,150 crore rupees, including submarine optical fiber cable project, a drinking water supply scheme, and a battery-backed solar power project. And yesterday, Prime Minister chaired a review meeting on aspects relating to Lakshadweep's progress. And in fact, he tweeted also, he said, the government is committed to ensuring a better quality of life for the people of Lakshadweep with a focus on boosting infrastructure, protecting the local culture and ensuring avenues of prosperity for the people. All right, DD India's Dibyendu Mondal is joining us live on the phone line, in fact, for more information. Dibyendu, what more you can tell us?
Well, Abhishek, right now you have seen the Prime Minister Narendra Modi went into throughout the ground rally on an open jeep, interacting with the people of Lakshadweep. The people were cheering as soon as they saw the Prime Minister arrive at the venue. What currently is underway is the Prime Minister is meeting the beneficiaries of all the, all the beneficiaries of the central government schemes. In fact, of various central government schemes. He is currently in interaction to find out whether the money that is being sent by the center to the island is being properly utilized and received by the beneficiaries themselves. He will also be interacting to find out what are the problems that the people of this island is facing and what the government can do to overcome them. He's also willing to understand from the people whether important schemes like the Ujjwala scheme, the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, the Ayush and healthcare facilities, the Jan Dhan Yojana, all these important schemes of the central government are being given to the people. In fact, remember, it is a very far off island, cut off from the mainland. The only way to come here is by a boat. Or a ship. So the Prime Minister is trying to understand the problems of the people that they could be facing here, and trying to understand how the government could help them to make the island more developed and improve the quality of life of these people. So currently, an interaction with all the beneficiaries of the central government scheme is underway. The Prime Minister, along with the administrator of the Union Territory of Lakshadweep, is interacting with the beneficiaries, I'm given to 10 to 15 minutes interaction, after which the Prime Minister will come up on the stage that has been put up by government here for the Prime Minister to inaugurate important schemes for the development of the island, in fact, the Union Territory of Lakshadweep. Back to you, Abhishek.
Right, Dibyendu, like you are saying, that Prime Minister Narendra Modi is interacting with the beneficiaries of the central government scheme, and in 15-20 minutes time he will be on the dais and will launch various projects worth over rupees 1,150 crores. Dibyendu, also PM mentioned about the progress Lakshadweep has made in the last 10 years in the address yesterday. You want to tell us in detail the progress it has made during these years? I'm talking about last 10 years and the scope that PM is talking about.
Well, of course, Lakshadweep is, as I said, is a very far-off island cut off from the mainland, and the only way to reach here is one airstrip and through the ships that come from Cochin. But having said this, that the government has been trying to improve the quality of life by building roads. What I'm also given to understand that the road infrastructure of these multiple islands throughout Lakshadweep have been improved in the last 10 years. People have come out from kacha houses to pakka houses, which means now they have concrete houses. Because remember, it's an island UT where there is heavy rainfall. So during monsoon, it would become very problematic for people to survive in thatched roofs. So the government, under the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, has provided a concrete residential living spaces to people here in this island. The government is also providing free gas connection under the Ujjwala scheme. There are multiple banks that have come up here. People were cut off from the banking system, but now they have been put under the mainstream banking system. But having said this, there are many that the Prime Minister plans to announce today that would further develop the island of Lakshadweep. One of the most important projects here, in fact, one of the two most important projects here is one with the solar power plant, where it is about 1.4 gigawatt of solar power plant, which would meet the electricity need, much of the electricity need of the island, and the Kochi Lakshadweep submarine optical fiber connection that would increase the internet speed by about 100 times. And how this will benefit the people of Lakshadweep is by increasing the internet speed, through which people of Lakshadweep can now study, go for telemedicine, e-governance, and also digital banking. They can do teleconsultation to Delhi, in fact. But currently the internet speed is very slow here, and there are patchy networks around the island. But with the inauguration of this very important project today by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, in a short while from now, much of this problem will be solved. It is connecting at least 9 islands across the Lakshadweep, across the Union Territory of Lakshadweep. So this is a very important project. Apart from this, the government will, the Prime Minister will also inaugurate a residential complex for the security personnel that are deployed here around the year for the security of the island. He will also be inaugurating, in fact, he has already inaugurated yesterday a desalination plant. Desalination plant that will be able to filter out 1.5 lakh liters of marine water every day. This is being done under the Jal Jeevan mission of the Government of India's program, where safe and clean drinking water will be provided to every household. In fact, piped safe and clean drinking water will be provided to every household here at the multiple islands of Lakshadweep. So all in all, also a redeveloped, a 50-bedded redeveloped healthcare center is going to be inaugurated. In fact, a foundation stone for the same would be laid by the Prime Minister today from here where we are standing currently. So these are multiple projects that the Prime Minister has brought for the development of Lakshadweep to ensure that, the island is not left behind in development. Remember, the Prime Minister has called for Viksit Bharat, which is a developed nation, and Lakshadweep is very much a part of India, and although it is far off and maybe cut off from the mainland, but the Prime Minister will ensure that, this island union territory also is developed by 2030, when India will be celebrating 100 years of its independence. So the Prime Minister has come with a lot of developmental projects for the people of Lakshadweep, and he will be inaugurating them in a short while from now.
All right, these are the visuals that we are showing you. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is in Kavaratti, Lakshadweep, and you can see Prime Minister waving hands, and a lot of people, in fact, swarms of people there welcoming Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And like DD India's the Bendu is saying that in 10-15 minutes time he will be on the dais and will launch various projects. And the Bendu also, PM said yesterday in his address that the centre is fully committed to the overall development of Lakshadweep in different sectors. In fact, he chaired a meeting also on aspects relating to Lakshadweep's progress. Can you give us details on that, details of the meeting that he held yesterday?
Well, this was in fact a closed-door meeting with the Chief Secretary, the Administrator of the Union Territory. This meeting was held at Adati last night, where Prime Minister was scheduled to stay for the night. The Prime Minister has taken note of all the developmental work that have taken place in the island of Lakshadweep. And also I also asked for suggestions as to how the life and development of the island could be undertaken. The Prime Minister, we're given to understand, is very keen on developing tourism on the lines of Maldives, because remember the area, the water, the weather and the entire environmental condition is very similar to that of Maldives. So the Prime Minister wants to develop Lakshadweep also in terms of tourism with equivalent to Maldives, where we can attract a lot of international tourists around the year. And a meeting was also scheduled. In the meeting, it was also discussed about how Lakshadweep could be developed into an international luxury tourist destination for foreign tourists. The Prime Minister also took note of the centrally sponsored schemes and how they are being implemented, the gaps, if any, and how they could be, how these gaps could be filled. Also, the administrator briefed the Prime Minister about the central government schemes and about the beneficiaries who are receiving the central government schemes and how, the government can perhaps how the central government perhaps could, send in more number of schemes for the development of the people of Lakshadweep.
Dibyendu also, he said yesterday that the Union Territory is full of many possibilities, but for a long time after independence, the infrastructure of Lakshadweep was not given much attention. He'll be, like you're saying, that he'll be addressing in 10-15 minutes time. His address today is likely to be focused on that how Lakshadweep has progressed in the last 10 years and what is the scope in future too?
Well, of course, Abhishek, the Prime Minister will firstly inaugurate the multiple projects that he has brought for the development of Lakshadweep. And he is also likely to speak about how Lakshadweep will change and what his government has done for the last 10 years to ensure the development of an island nation, an island union territory that has been neglected years. People had, the governments of the previous years had not thought about Lakshadweep and for its people and for the development of Lakshadweep. But remember, this is his government that has, in fact, it is his, in fact, the Prime Minister's second visit to Lakshadweep, and it has been very few times that the Prime Minister has ever visited the island of Lakshadweep. So, all in all, the Prime Minister is likely to stress upon how his government is committed to the development of every part of India, every corner, every far-flung areas, remote areas of India, and so that no village. In fact, he had once said in his speech that not even the last village of India would remain underdeveloped by the end of when India completes 100 years of independence. So this is his vision with which he has come to Lakshadweep. That despite it being far flung from the mainland, despite it being a part of a remote island, but India will not leave behind the islands of Lakshadweep in its growth story, and it will help the people of Union Territory develop and give development by his government to the people of Union Territory equally as people in the mainland get. So this is the vision, this is the aim that the Prime Minister has thought of, and this is how the Prime Minister will be taking forward his speech and will be addressing the people that have gathered here to listen to him and to cheer when the Prime Minister will be announcing these mega schemes very soon from now.
All right, Dibyendu, we'll come back to you. We'll take a short break and we'll